We're going to call to order the Board of Public Safety meeting. And we'll begin with the minutes of the last meeting.
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve the minutes from the May 12th Board of Works meeting as written.
Motion and second to approve the minutes as submitted from the May 12th meeting. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Any amendments today? Hearing none. First item on the agenda under old business is 217 4th Street for Charles Hunter. Does code enforcement have any update on communication with Mr. Hunter or status of the property?
Yes. Well, I mean, there's been no change. But
Yes, but no.
yeah, right.
I went by this.
I have an update, it's not good. There's been no change, so our office would just like to move forward with fines in the amount of $100 a day.
Did you say $100 a day?
Yeah, I went by this morning. He did pick up the firewood, but there's been nothing else.
Mm-mm, no.
Good.
And now the grass needs mowed, so.
Well, how did you still arrive at 100?
I just picked that number.
That's why I was just curious.
We're
Did he-
capped at 5,000.
Did he
so-
communicate at all during the last 2 weeks?
He did not. When we left a couple of weeks ago,
Mhm.
he, asked if he had to come back. I said, well, if everything is cleaned up, no.
Mhm.
I'll go in and report that everything is clean, but if it still looks in the same condition, then yes.
Well, he shared himself that he'd have it done in 14 days.
Right.
So-
And there's been little to no change. Not even a good faith effort, I
No.
don't believe.
would-
I mean, our max is $300 a day. We could do that, but we're still capped at 5,000.
I think the max is 250.
Oh, is it two?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe it's the counties that's 300 then. But
Plus from the board.
That's good.
do you
I
want
would
more?
just send one to go to, I'd just send go to the 250. He's made no effort, in my opinion, to
Okay,
clean it up.
we can do that too.
I mean, if he would have done anything, then
In fact, I was kind of thinking that maybe there seems to be a trailer there that I didn't notice before.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's bringing more stuff in.
Well, let's play it out. I mean, he's not gonna probably do it in time. He's not gonna pay the fee. It'll go to property taxes or what at the end of it. We can't go above the 5,000 even if we go and clean it up or.
I can talk to Matt and see what our options are for the city cleaning it up. We may need a court order to do that. I'm not sure. I can talk to him and see what his opinion is of that. The fine really is punitive. I mean, it's
So-
just,
so where are we at with the flu? Did he,
say that again.
Did we have that
Go ask the
did we
fire
have
chief
that
if
inspected?
was legal or not.
And he's got a hole in the roof too. Not
I
that
had
that-
asked Steve, do you know, did he make an appointment and go meet with him?
Yes,
He did?
Mhm.
And do we know what the results were?
that it wasn't the code and that you fixed it, but you didn't.
Okay.
I'm not that right, but I'm smart enough to know that that's dangerous.
Even I knew that.
Just so you know, fire department has no control over
Yeah.
a single
I don't know why he thought he would ask you.
single family residence.
So
They
we,
can scoop it as they want, and we have no authority over it.
and
I'll
when
make, I'll make
we,
a motion that we go ahead and fine him $250 so we find out from legal what next steps would be.
before you do that, would you like to consider a fine if he does not come in and get a building permit to rectify his unsafe building violations?
Well, it's
Well-
It's all capped at 5,000, right?
Each violation.
So we would have 250 for the yard, 250 for the, so it'd be 500, but it's still, no matter what, the cumulative, each violation is
Each
5,000.
violation.
He's not gonna pay it, so.
So you can keep your motion at,
I agree. I mean, no matter what the cap is and how many violations, he's not gonna pay it.
No.
So we need to find out then what course of action we can take beyond that. So I'll stay with my 250 per day.
I'll second that.
we have a motion and a second to issue $250 per day violation fee against property 217 4th Street, Mr. Hunter.
Can we
For-
consider starting that on Friday? The only reason I say that is because we need to notify him, and that will
Sure.
give time for
Hmm.
mail.
Yeah, that's,
Is that okay?
What Friday? This past Friday or this coming Friday?
This coming Friday. So we'll draft a letter letting him know that the determination order was,
Fees to begin on May 30th.
Mr. Netherton's house, I drove past, looks like it's what you said it would be, it's just piles of stuff everywhere.
Is this just for,
What,
is this?
217.
does he come back
Just
in or
one
talk to you all
violation.
about that?
he has,
Before we
Um,
transition, I want to finish
Yes.
this.
Yes.
So again, the motion from Ken is to issue $250 per day fines on the property for its code violations with regard to the condition of the property. Those violations will begin on May 30th, this Friday. All those in favor of the motions, wait, I need a second for that motion. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye. Aye. Motion passes.
And that violation is what violation?
For the nuisance
his
condition of the
junk
property.
and
The
refuse in the yard. And I mean, in the letter, we'll also address his unsafe building violations as well. As far as Mike Netherton, he has come in, we're trying to work with him. So he came in, he wanted to build a garage. Well, that's not permitted now because there's no house. There has to be a house before there can be an accessory structure. So now we're working to try to, get him to, he's looking at other housing options, things like that, but also getting his stuff cleaned up off the property. It's a slow process with him.
There was two others that I'll talk to you offline about, but in my district, I've gotten call after call still. It's 525 East Jefferson, the one owned by Suzanne York, who
Mhm.
we've had issues with. And then now it's pretty rough. It's 122 Deal Street. There's like trash pouring out of the garage. There's trash outside. The house looks like it's full of refuse.
So we had probably the same person that's calling you, calling us. We did go out to 525. I don't know if they were issued a grass letter or not, but it was mowed.
They'll mow it. They promise every year they blow it into their neighbor. It covers the alley, like you can't even see the alley. And then the neighbors complain because it blows all the trash into their yards, and then they're out there trying to clean it up. But she's got trash around there. She's got old trailers and vegetation that's overgrown. And I mean, I know we tried with the camper because the police were called a few times on it. Someone was maybe living in it.
And we've sent them letters. The problem is by the time the complaint comes to our office, I don't know if maybe they called the police by then and the police have already been there, but there's no one living there. By the time we get there, it's closed up. Like no one's there, no one's on scene. There's no sign that anyone has been living there. But we do every year send them a letter that you can't reside in a recreational vehicle, mow your grass, there are just every year property. The same thing with the 122 Deal Street. Every single year, multiple times a year, we send them letters about their trash, about their junk, and they'll clean it up. And then it just,
The inside of the home, or at least the garage, is just, it's unusable. It's so full of trash.
I'll see if I can get a look. That's kind of a gray area.
It's definitely a fire code issue. I mean, there is so much trash pouring out of that garage, and you can see in the front porch, there's bags of trash, like inside the enclosed porch.
I'll talk to the health department, and Lindsay's gonna love me for that, but I'll talk to the health department and see if it's a health and safety issue.
What is
because-
required, or is there anything required before the health department can go make an inspection?
I don't know.
And I don't know if you've had a chance to check the, right around the corner in the 100 block of West Adams. There's no number on the house, but the front picture window's got trash halfway up it, and it's trash.
I have not, but.
A few weeks ago, I mentioned that, but I don't know where you stop in the health department. The inside conditions inside that house, just by looking through the windows, it can't be good.
I mean, we typically look at building, even trash is a municipal code. It's not a building code or a planning and zoning code. But our office enforces that anyway.
Well, if you could ask the health department to please just
Yeah, because that's a good question.
check on that.
Where does that line begin of this building it's not only probably a outside violation, but it's a fire hazard, it's a public safety hazard because it's almost uninhabitable.
I think it's a gray area. We just try to work with them the best that we can. If there's something I can do that takes something off of their plate, we'll do it. And in the same with them. If there's something that's kind of more in their area, then they try to handle it. And sometimes, usually if there's trash and stuff like that, the property is not maintained, everything outside, so we get that. And then usually the structure's not maintained, so we take care of that as well. So I can't give you an answer of where they begin and we end or the other way around, but we just try to work together to address it.
And you do. You do work together. I hope you didn't think I was implying that you didn't.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm just saying that it just, because it's so gray, that's just kind of how we try to approach it. There's no, I don't think, right or wrong answer. We all have the same goal. So we'll try to get back over there to the York property and then the Culbertson is,
Yeah.
Anything else from the Mill Street? Have they reached out?
Mill Street.
The gentleman, or Chad Mills is his name. East or
He is on Mill Street.
is he?
No, he was given 45
Mhm.
days.
Mhm.
And so we're kind of keeping an eye on it, but there hasn't been a whole lot of changes
Okay.
yet. But
The truck was moved.
Oh.
That's well I've seen.
okay, so
With that one, since our, I think the cleanup, our motion from last time is to adjust that from the $300 per day fine to $250. So just to match our
Okay.
ordinance, so we can reissue that motion from Mr. Mills.
we didn't have one for him.
We
Yes,
did.
we
We
did.
had it for a $300, and our ordinance is a max of $250.
Okay, I see what you're
I'll
saying.
make the
I
motion to
apologize.
change the fine to 250 from 300.
Yes.
Motion was made to adjust Mr. Mills' fines from a $300 per day to a $250 to align with our ordinance. And it was seconded. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes. Perfect.
Is that it?
Thank you.
Thanks.
Next on the agenda, we have some change orders as it relates to the Tipton Trails project. The first is to compensate for some overages that were incurred. A lot of this had to deal with concrete overruns. And then the second was actually a reduction as the initials were forecasted or suspected. Then Corey, as he ran more of the numbers and negotiated with Morphe Construction, that adjustment came in at an $11,732 reduction from change orders 1 through 3.
Can that be one motion? Or does
Uh,
it have to be two?
Just include all of them if you.
yeah, it'd probably be one, but
I'll make the motion then that we accept the change orders 1, 2, and 3 on the Tipton Trails project.
Second, just one question. What fund will this come out of?
Oh gosh, what funds don't they come out of?
Has this been-
Edit was used as the final catch-all for the overages. So motion and seconded to approve change orders 1 through 3 for the Tipton Trails project. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. And then next up is change order number 4, which is the $11,000 reduction change order.
I included 4 in my motion.
You didn't, you just said 1, 2, and 3.
Well, I'm getting so old that I'm hearing myself.
Well, you said
I'm
all
talking
of
in my
them,
head-
and
talking in my head.
Yeah.
then you said 1,
So
2,
I didn't
3.
say 4?
No.
I didn't say 4? Oh, okay.
I'll make a motion.
I was thinking
Change
four.
order.
You're just trying to confuse me.
Second.
A motion and a second was made to approve change order number 4 for the Tipton Trails project. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Now into department business. We'll start with fire department. Chief Bittner. Good morning.
Any questions over the April monthly report? All right, new hire Josh Vinson has passed his EMT, so he is able to work with just the paramedic on the ambulance now.
Mhm.
I'm not sure what the exact the bare minimum number of questions you can take on the National Registry test, but it's around 60 to 70, somewhere in there. They shut him off at 65. So it sounds like he did quite well. on it.
Yeah, very good.
So Josh and Seth will turn around and start class again June 2nd at the Muncie Fire Department they'll be going for the Fire Academy. And it will last from June 2nd through August 15th, Monday through Friday. They will walk out of there with multiple certifications. They'll get their NIMS, which I think they already have NIMS when they go through EMT class, so they may not have to, that'll just be a review. They'll get their hazmat awareness, hazmat operations, firefighter 1, firefighter 2, driver operator, and I think there's a couple other certifications they'll get out of this 2.5 month fire academy. Chief Burford from Muncie has not indicated any cost to us to send these guys there, so that's big as well. We did get the new wall behind the public safety building poured a couple weeks back. I'm hoping they're going to come and finish the dirt work. They kind of left it a mess, which, what was it, about an hour after they got it poured, it started pouring down rain, hadn't had rain in 3 weeks, and they pour concrete at the station. We get like an inch of rain in 3 hours.
Yeah.
As far as the process to get our controlled substance controlled substance registration, which will then allow us to get our DEA license. Our assessor, I guess you'll call her, she dropped in a couple weeks ago, said that we can have the vault in my office. It just has to have a camera pointing at the door at all times and recording, and I have to put shatterproof film on my window. So camera is up. Trice got that installed last week. We did have to get a new DVR to accommodate the extra camera, so I purchased that. So I think you guys have a little bit more room to add more cameras if you need to. So hopefully we can get that done and then move on to the DEA license, which the CSR process has been a little bit of a pain. They haven't been real clear on exactly what we can and cannot do. But I've heard the DEA process is much easier. EMS week, International EMS week was last week. our EMS liaison that covers Tipton, North, Saxony Methodist, and West, I believe. He came up on Monday with a traveling pizza oven, and we got to build our own pizzas, and he cooked them for us. So that was on Monday. And then the ER provided us with Firehouse subs on Wednesday, and there was some sling bags, some markers, flashlights, and stuff they gave us. So it was good. We'd like to thank them for that. A few months back, I had inquired about training ground that's out on Industrial. You guys said you'd check in on that. I didn't know where we stood on that. If that's a no-go, some of the guys had mentioned also like the possibility where the ball fields used to be, if they're unusable for ball fields. Is there any way we could obtain part of that for a fire department training center? We could slowly start building up. We've already got water lines ran out there that we could use the hydrants. We just have to slowly build it up out of budget each year.
So what all would that entail? I mean, what would that look like?
So basically what a lot of departments are doing now, instead of spending $100 and some, $200 and some $1,000 on a training center that they purchase from a company, they're buying the Connex boxes and the like shipping containers, have them finished. They can stack them up however they need to, and they can burn in those, go in, use that as a burn tower, burn chamber. You can do rescues out of them, all kinds of stuff. They can be painted to look decent.
I mean, my first question would be, what would that, I mean, right next to the park, what would that look like? I don't know what the training center would,
There's one in Noblesville.
The
It's
appearance.
really, it looks like a playground. It's so nice.
is it?
Yeah. I mean, it is what you put into it to make it. In the industrial park though, this is city, we don't own anymore. Well, we transferred the 12 acres we did own.
You're correct. So I think the acreage she's talking about is a strip between Industrial Drive and the creek,
Yes.
that little strip there. So I think some of that was transferred or purchased by Jim Urie.
Does the EDF still own the ground behind Botcher?
No, that was purchased by Botcher.
Okay.
That would have been an ideal.
Yeah.
But they've also not developed that like they were led to believe would happen. So
That would
there's
be
a couple of spaces that we
because
can.
it's right there by the Cicero Township too.
I think it's considered a wetland back there, isn't it? It's really swampy.
Some of it.
Some of it.
Yeah.
The only problem is you would have to run a water line for a hydrant back there, and that'd be quite a ways.
Where are you talking?
Behind Botcher.
That land between the road and the ditch, though, I mean, it's never going to be used for anything, is it? I mean,
It's pretty narrow.
it's too narrow to sell or for anyone to,
Correct.
and that's just, my opinion, that's just space you could use. And you wouldn't have to consider anybody in the future wanting to.
Now, with that being
Develop.
said, it is small, so you've got a limited footprint on what you can do in
That's
there.
true. It's narrow.
It is.
We own that?
I was thinking some of it got sold to Jim Urie.
Beacon, yeah, they didn't show me on any of it.
It did when I first asked about it.
On Beacon? Maybe I'm looking at the wrong one. No, that's the one we transferred. Joe's talking about this one.
Well, anyway, that's all I have. So,
Okay.
unless you guys have any questions for me.
Keep reminding us of that. I want to compliment the department that you want to take it upon yourself to engage, and to build that for yourself. So I think we need to find a spot
right.
for you to do that.
It's not, it is what you make it. I mean, you
Yeah.
could start small, you can do it incrementally. Shipping containers last a long time, so if you did 2 or 3 a year, and I think it's doable. I've seen some nice ones. You can drive around Noblesville, Westfield. I don't know if Kokomo has one, but I know the fire department out by like Finch Creek Fieldhouse and stuff has a really nice one. It's not what people think it is.
Thank you.
Hey, Chief.
Thank you.
Police Department, Chief Stout.
You got the stats there. You do not have the stats from the 911 center. I was not able to obtain them from Adam. I think he's kind of working the night shift and didn't get them to me, but I know you were questioning last meeting. Traffic stops went down a little bit. We went from 256 to 213, so still over 200, which is good, and still over 600 calls. So still on track for normal progress. First thing I'll talk about is our hiring process. We have interviews tonight at 5 and 5:30. So the meeting, I believe it's on the 9th next month. I could tentatively go ahead and schedule Board of Works interviews for those in case either one of them passed tonight. That way it's on the books and we can get that process rolling. So I've got 2 to interview tonight, and hopefully they both make it through and we can bring them both to you on the 9th. Is that correct, Tammy, the 9th?
It is, because I'll be fishing.
A couple things that have happened over the last few weeks. We had the 5th DARE graduation. This is a thing every year. Sergeant Newmaker's here. He's on the DARE program. It's always a great event. We usually have it in the park, let the kids go to the pavilion, provide pizzas, different things like that. One student from each class is awarded a essay award. They get up and read their essay in front of all the other 5th graders. This year we had to do it in the school because of the rain. Sergeant Leisure and Officer Huff brought their canines out, did demonstrations. Kids really love it. It was a great day. Another thing that happened this month was the FOP donation to both schools. Again, Sergeant Newmaker is part of this. During our FOP social, the 50-50 money, half of that went towards Tipton and Tri-Central to help cover school lunches for kids that didn't have money for lunches. So they went and presented checks to both schools earlier last week. It's always a great event for us. We enjoy it. The community comes out and we try to get back wherever we can. So that was a really good thing they did. Actually, everybody here is getting talked about actually today. Leslie Howe, I don't know if you know Leslie or not. She used to work out at the school. She contacted me probably about a month ago, and she's into portraits now, paint portraits, whatever. She reached out and she offered up her services for both of our canine units to paint a picture of their dogs. So they got their pictures to them. She did the portraits. She came in last week and presented those to the officers. That'll be going out on social media real soon, but really nice offer. So those portraits will be hanging in the front office of the squad or the department there. Trice Huffman is now off of probation. So he is no longer a probie. He's full-time officer now. On June 3rd, myself, Sergeant Leisure, Trice, and Dalton Money will be competing in the 2nd annual Battle of the Badges. That's what we did last year. It was the first state tournament for skeet shooting. It's down in Fortville. There was 24 teams last year. 24 teams last year. We came in 2nd. We were 6 points behind first. So we're hoping this year we can pull off a win and bring home some shotguns. One thing I did talk about last month was the Enterprise program. I dropped off one of our new cars the other day, and Blaine said he still had not had any communication. So I included you on that email.
Yep.
He did respond to him in an email on Friday last week, but he's not heard anything else with any other responses. So hopefully they can coordinate and get that whole program going. One thing between the city, county, all fire agencies in the county, Ray Shepard, the jail commander out at the Tipton County Jail, has started a wellness program. This is going to be all grant funded. We have an executive committee, myself, Chief Bittner, Chief Souders, Ray Shepard, Sheriff Tebby, and Lee's the financial officer on it. So what this program is going to look like is 4 counties is coordinating with us, and there's a lot of stuff that we go through, police and fire. We see things that we shouldn't have to see. We don't really like to talk to people. We hold it in a lot of times, but we've never had that chance to sit down and actually talk to a counselor if need be or something like that. So 4 counties has reached out to us. They're on board with it. We met with the foundation grant people on Thursday last week, applied for a $25,000 grant through them to get this program started. Like I said, it's all going to be grant money. It's all going to be federal money. It's not going to be any budgetary items, anything like that as of now. But if we have a major incident, an officer death, child death, and we feel we need to have those resources available for officers countywide. This is going to be countywide law enforcement and fire. Just to be able to talk to. There will be some mandated things. Like I said, if there is a serious scene, the department heads can say, hey, you're going to talk to somebody. Whether you sit down and you talk to them or not, you're going to meet with them at least once, and you can go from there. I think it's going to be a really good program. What we're hoping is moving forward with it, the wellness portion of it is, if we have money set aside, maybe we can get a gym started because that's part of your wellness, your mental and your physical health. So we're hoping to evolve this over the years and keep it going to where at least we have an option now. We can say, hey, if you need help, here's where you can find it at. So I think it's going to be a really good program. Like I said, we just had our first meeting last week. So hopefully it goes really well. I think it'll be good.
Did you say federal grant?
Yeah, it'd be all state and federal grants and local grants, donations, anything like that. There'll be no monetary money out of the budgets at this point. Now down the road, if we need something, we're seeing we need. Something that might
And
be-
the other question on that, on the federal grants, will it be the sheriff's department?
Yeah,
that's
Ray
getting
will
the grant, or-
run all the grants.
Okay,
All the grants will go through the county. The financial, the money, the claims being paid out, Lee will do all that. Ray will apply for all the money, and then everything will just be paid through the county. But all law enforcement and fire countywide get to take advantage of it. So I really appreciate them bringing us on board with it. I think it'll be good. My last thing, we've got quite a crowd here today, and that's because I received a letter a couple weeks ago. It was right at the beginning of the month, so I knew I had to wait till this board meeting to do it. But Sergeant Leisure recommended that Officer Tansey receive a life-saving award. And I completely agree with this. I'll just read Sergeant Leisure's letter here and then have Grant come up. It is with great pride and admiration that I submit this letter of commendation to Tipton Police Officer Grant Tansey, whose courage and actions during a critical incident on May 7th, 2025 directly resulted in the life-saving of a community member experiencing drug overdose. On May 6th, Officer Tansey responded to the 800 block of Northeast Street for a 911 call reporting an unresponsive individual. Upon arrival, Officer Tansey quickly assessed the scene and identified signs consistent with an opioid overdose. Without hesitation and with clear composure under pressure, Officer Tansey administered Narcan to initiated emergency first aid while awaiting EMS support. The swift and skilled response by Officer Tansey restored the individual's breathing and consciousness, preventing what could have been otherwise a fatal outcome. Officer Tansey's training, professionalism, and commitment of duty exemplifies the highest standards of this department and law enforcement profession. This incident serves as a powerful reminder that the critical role police officers play, not only in law enforcement, but preserving lives. It is with these reasons that I respectfully recommend that Tipton Police Officer Grant Tansey receive life-saving award in recognition of valor, decisive action, and service to the community. So, Grant, if you'd like to come up and give you. So this is his first one. So he'll keep this. If you guys want a copy of the letter, the first personnel file or whatever, I can get you that. But like I said, every day we don't know what we're going to deal with. That could have been one of those things where it would have went really bad and he needed to talk to somebody. So that, going back to that wellness program. So good job. Way to go. Brandon,
Good job.
thank you for submitting that. So
I don't have a speech. Chief, I think we've only given in the last 6 years. 2 years.
we had the swimming pool incident.
Right.
That's the only one I
That's all I
can
I
remember.
think that's the only, so I think there was 3 in the swimming pool incident and then this one, so 4. You know, that's, a lot of guys probably could get them on different things. But, you know, he got there by himself, didn't know what the scene was. I mean, he could have walked into something or touched something that would have affected him. But, you know, his training and experience kicked in and he just did what he had to do, and we'll deal with those consequences afterwards, but did a great job. So.
Grant, how long have you been with PD?
6 years.
And then I did pass along the information to Sergeant Leisure and Officer Huff from the text message you sent me yesterday. So
Very good.
another good aspect and good.
Yeah, just generally a community member reached out and thanked the responding officers who had responded to their home, complimenting their professionalism and I think again that just professionalism and training that they brought to the scene. So yeah, another good compliment from officers responding to the community. Anything else?
Get a call like that after a ticket? Thank you for a ticket.
You got any questions?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
We'll reserve hope. Anything else on the board?
Thank you.
Not, I would accept the motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Motion seconded to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor signify by stating aye.
All right.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.
Oh, wait a minute. Did we go long enough for you guys to miss a class? We could have gone to lunch.
Sure.